there are lots of reasons why a business can fail. Business can fail because of competitors. Business can fail because of lack of demand, or it's just a product market fit. What's interesting is that in the space of selling cardboard, none of the reasons I just shared are the reasons why business fails. The product market fit is there. It is magic cards. People want them. It is not because of competition that's going to drive you out of business, unless I suppose you could be a brick and mortar that has to deal with competition like that. But if you're selling online, there's plenty of sellers online and they all figured out the reason that you will fail is because you don't put in the effort or you give up or whatever, which, by the way, isn't always the worst thing. I mean, you got to live your life, and it's possible that doing a side hustle selling cards is not for you. But the question is, and something that's interesting to think about, if you're thinking about getting into this business, if you're in this business, but you're wondering why you're struggling, it really comes down to this research that I've kind of, found and want to share with you on what they call as grit, but it's really just a combination of perseverance, of desire, of the innate attention to detail that's needed to just persevere and to get the stuff done that needs to get done. So excited to talk about that with y'all. Hi, my name's Nick. I run a company called Capital Catalyst. We sell cards. And by we, I mean me. It's just me. I am a dirty scalper. I buy low, I sell high. And this channel is where you get to learn from me and from each other on how to make money selling cardboard, ideally as quickly as possible. It's not just a buy and hold forever, because yes, you can make money doing that, but that's not that interesting to me. The question is, how can I make money now? Buying stuff, opening it up, selling it, reselling, whatever it might be. So with that in mind, if that kind of stuff interests you, you should consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, and I'm actually quite close. I think as of the making of this video, I'm at 417. And so really exciting, really cool stuff. And pardon me if you hear my dog kind of freaking out in the background. He's playing with toys and just she's having a good time. Anyways, all right, so grit. Let me share my screen. There is this research that comes from this professor. I want to give her credit, but I also want to move my screen so that it kind of makes sense. And I want to put myself in the middle of the screen. There we go. Great. So Angela Duckworth and the research on grit. And so it's a cool article in this question of like, how gritty are you? And she does this, she has a TED Talk where, she presents this research, and true grit, can perseverance be taught? And the study suggests that grit is not as much something that you can learn as it is something that you have to kind of just have. And yeah, so it's not clear what makes some people grittier than others. So this researcher does believe that you can learn grit. So that's good. That's encouraging. So what's cool is on this website, there's a grit test you can take to see how gritty you are. And I took that test, and I'm going to share with you my results, is that my grit score is 3.75, presumably out of 5. And I am grittier than at least 70% of the US population. Who knew? Not bad, right? And so it's interesting, right? Because when you think about grit, you think about perseverance, you think about not being deterred by setbacks, you think about doing something and sticking to it. And what I mean by that is, like, when it comes to shipping cards, when you're doing an online business where you have customers that buy stuff from you, you have to ship the stuff to them. Like, you get some time, you get some leeway. Like on TCG Player, you get 48 hours before you're supposed to ship something, before you start getting kind of in trouble for not shipping something. So there is some leeway, but you have to ship that thing. And if you struggle to organize your life in such a way where every 2 days you can make time to ship those cards, it might not be the business for you, right? And that's not all of it either. It's because you could be great at shipping stuff out, but if you're not great at getting inventory, of opening products, of sorting it and sifting it, of reaching out to people online and finding collections, or joining Patreons and finding commander decks at good deals, or navigating that whole world, then you're not going to have the inventory to sell. So it's not even about just fulfilling orders when they come in, but it's also about your willingness to kind of just work around the clock to some degree to get that inventory, to get what you need to be ready and able to sell it. And so there's a lot to it. There's a lot to grit. It's interesting thinking about, my score got 70%. Some of my pros are that thanks to the power of modern medicine and antidepressants, I feel like I am quite good at sticking to something. Like if I know something's a good idea, like this YouTube channel, I know it's a good idea. And so I'm going to stick to it and keep putting in the time and the effort and the energy. And that's a huge plus. Because in the past, I have been easily distracted by other good ideas. You get one good idea, you pursue it for a little bit, but then you get a different good idea and you just, okay, I'm going to give up on that old good idea and just pursue this new good idea. And that can be fine. But because sometimes the new good idea is better. But if you want to be gritty, it does take a willingness to stick to it and to pursue something to its completion and not just until you have a different good idea. And that's definitely something I've struggled with in the past. But now when I think about all the different grit aspects and what I kind of struggle with, let's see, I've overcome setbacks to conquer an important challenge. Yep. Setbacks don't discourage me. I mean, setbacks discourage everybody, but it's, it is just, it's interesting, right? There's so much to it. So that's the invitation, is ask yourself, how gritty am I? And like this researcher believes, you can improve. You can improve your grit level and your willingness to really engage with something and stick with it, because that is what sets you apart. I mean, at the end of the day, the people that are the most successful in trading cards, in business, in YouTube, in school or academia or business, like in corporate leadership or whatever, they're not the most talented people. They're not even the people that have done it necessarily the longest, or they're not the smartest. They're not I think I said most talented, certainly not the most talented people. They're the people that really stick to it and really are willing to do what it takes to get there. And so that's the question, is like, what are you willing to do? Are you willing to do what it takes? Get all serious or whatever. It's not meant to be that intense, but it's like, if you're going to have cardboard and sell it, and if you want to scale it into something big and cool, it's going to take work. It's going to take energy. It's going to take evenings where you would rather just sleep or just watch a show, but instead you're going to be packing cards while watching that show, right? And I mean, that's the cool thing too, is that if you're just going to be like a dirty basement seller like I am, you don't have to commit too much. You can turn your store off at any time. As long as you don't commit too much money, you don't get in over your head. You can see if it's something you like, and you can pause or stop or whatever at any time. And I would recommend that, especially if you're brand new, don't go too crazy. Start off slow. But either way, I love it. I love selling cardboard. I love buying cardboard. I think it's a lot of fun. I think you can have a lot of fun too. And it's financially lucrative. You can make good money. I've made good money. And so, I think it's worth it, but it does take some grit. So interesting stuff. Hey, like I mentioned before, you should subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.